It's Claude, as expected. He's a green dagger flyer, attack speed prime. I don't see any Vayne effects yet. Oh, I see Deep Star. Wow, they power cruck Fallen Star. Great. They didn't have to do that.
This'll blow you away.
Fallen Star was already really strong. It's Dagr. Okay. A new B perf for Dagr. Basically, like, legendary heroes just getting like updated perf skills. That's what's going on this banner. Catria?
A people that lives as one with the wind. That feels right to me.
She has a lot to live up to. The last Catria ruined everything. Finally, SD Far Trace on a 4-star focus.
All the more reason to show off.
So Kagero gets to be in a second duo unit. No new Vaynes so far. That's good. Disarm Trap 4, there it is. I think we were kind of waiting for that. Grants cooldown, might grant 1 extra space. So it seems kind of similar to Nina. She gets an extra move. She disarms the trap. Did she just move 5 spaces actually? 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4. I was going crazy for a second.
I'm here for you.
So the trailer is called The Winds Offered. I'm guessing this is based on the Wind Tribe from Fates. And yeah, there's Fuga. That's gonna be our Tempest Trials unit. Fuga TT, baby. They actually put the Wind Tribe on the Wind Tribe banner. They did it last year with Thrinka and the Fire Tribe. So it's not completely surprising. Yeah, Wind Tribe banner. Hello, Lapis. Seems like a pretty cool banner. My first impression is, yeah, it is kind of crazy that they just keep power creeping the legendary versions of these skills, like Fallen Star and Dagr's B skill, which I can't remember the name of. Like, it used to be good enough to just have legendary perf skills on seasonal heroes, but now they're like, we gotta make them better. Alright, let's take a look at these units. We got Claude. So I think this brings Claude up to the same total of ults as Edelgard and Dimitri. I think he was lagging behind before, but now he's all caught up. It's another Flying Dagger, which is also what Summer Claude was. He's up to Dimitri, behind Adel if you count Flame Emperor, that's true. We just gotta get a Claude GHB, that's all. He does have Lethality. And he has Accelerated Special Trigger. Whoa, that's crazy. Really good effect right there. Alright, let me read this real quick. If unit's attack can trigger unit special, grant special cooldown count -X to unit before unit's first attack, and special cooldown count -Y to unit before unit's first follow-up attack during combat. What the fuck? We haven't seen an effect quite like this before. X and Y. X equals number of bonus effects active. What? You can just put like 2 bonus effects on him, and then he'll get -2 cooldown. It's actually not... I guess getting through... Well, actually, no, he starts with 2. He literally has 2 by default. Wow. Yeah, he gives himself 2 visible status conditions, so by default he's just gonna get -2 before his first attack. So his lethality goes down to 1. And I'm guessing his C skill gives him a 3rd bonus. So he just gets a free lethality proc before he even like as he's initiating combat. I'm guessing. We haven't confirmed it yet. Anyway, I was in the middle of reading his perf. X equals number of bonus effects active on unit. Y equals number of bonus effects active on unit minus unit special cooldown count value at start of combat. Minimum 0. Okay, I don't know what this means. I think this helps you activate your special a second time. I think that's what's happening. Like, if your lethality is already ready to go. Yeah, okay. I think this is basically ensuring that, like, if you don't get to use the effect the first time, then when you follow up, then you can get it. Then you can get a second lethality proc for free. After combat, if unit attacked, inflicts defense resist -7 on foe. Okay. Wow. The ultimate lethality spammer is here. That's going to be pretty annoying. We have a new A-slot skill, so this is interesting. We'll have to see who can inherit this. Attack speed prime 4. And also, if number of bonus effects active on unit is greater than or equal to 4, unit can counterattack regardless of foe's range during combat. They slipped in a close counter effect? Okay. I'm interested in seeing if this can be inherited to like melee units. He has so much stuff. Yeah, so with the attack speed Oath 4 buff, that's 3 buffs. So at the start of turn, he grants himself 3 buffs. That's all he needs to get his lethality proc at start of combat. And yeah, it will be interesting to see who can inherit attack speed prime 4. I think in practice it's going to be kind of tough to get. I don't know, I guess it depends on the unit you're inheriting it to, but yeah. Getting the full attack speed plus 9 during combat is going to be tricky. And like, how many units these days actually want close counter? I wonder. And those units need to have 4 status effects on them, which is tough. Deep Star. So Fallen Star wasn't good enough. Fallen Star, old news, in the trash, garbage. Deep Star is the new shit. Enables Canto 1. I think Fallen Star had that as well. Right? Maybe not, actually. Maybe Canto was in his perf weapons. And not Fallen Star. If unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, inflicts speed defense -5 on foe, reduces damage from foe's first attack by X% during combat, rate 80%, otherwise 30%, stacks with other damage reduction effects. Like that from Deep Star. Oh god. First attack normally means only first strike. If unit initiates combat, grants Deep Star to unit, so he actually has 4 effects. I guess that's only after he attacks, though. If unit initiates combat, grants Deep Star to unit and inflicts gravity on target. And foes within 1 space of target after combat. Still only 1 space. Alright, what does Deep Star do? I mean, he's already getting 80% damage reduction when he initiates. He can honestly work as like a tank, basically, because he gets 4 status effects. Then on enemy phase, he can counterattack regardless of foe's range, and he gets damage reduction when they attack him. It's basically the same that gives Canto, and now it counts for brave attacks, and his number go down too. Yeah, speed defense -5? Yeah, okay. This is like the new generation Fallen Star, basically. He is likely the best Claude. I think the legendary version still has value just because like he helps you with arena scoring, but alright, Deep Star. For 1 turn, if it is unit's first combat initiated by foe. If it is unit's first combat initiated by foe that turn, reduces damage for foe's first attack by 80% during combat. Okay, I think that's the same as Fallen Star, right? They just adjusted it so that it means both hits when he gets Brave hit. Yeah, I almost wish they would just like adjust Fallen Star at that rate. It's like, hey, we're adjusting Fallen Star to be better. I know it's like not typical for them to do like buffs to old skills. In fact, it's like never happened before, but I would have liked it in this case. But yeah, that's Deep Star. He can grant himself 3 effects at start of combat. He can warp with attack speed oath. He can inflict gravity on whoever he attacks. He can Canto away. He can give himself close counter. This seems like a lot. I think they do have to stack on a lot of different effects for these seasonal heroes to be appealing. I just noticed she has like a kite for her bird. That's kind of cute. I wish the kite appeared on her sprite. Look, it all fits on 1 page. Alright, oh, she's a sword. Is she a cavalry sword? We got a cav sword here. Ujin Uchiwa. XR special trigger. You know, there was a time, I know this is like I'm late on this, but there was a time where the game's meta didn't revolve around special skills. I just remember a time where like they would add new units and they wouldn't even have special skills on them because they didn't have slaying, so there was no reason to give them a special skill. Now almost every unit they add has to have a special skill because they'll have slaying. And grant special cooldown charge +1 to unit per attack. I don't see anything too explosive and crazy in this. Not yet. We haven't gotten to the B skill yet. But so far this seems like... Unfortunately, this is kind of standard fare for like a Cav sword at this point in the game. There's like a big stat swing, damage reduction on first hit, and heavy blade. Twin Sky Wing. At start a turn, grants Pathfinder to unit support partner. Oh, that's really good. Wait. At start of combat, inflict speed defense -5 on foe. Neutralize effects that guarantees full follow-up attacks and effects that prevent units follow-up attacks. Okay, wow. Basically making it easier for her to get all around the map, because she can grant someone Pathfinder so she can run up through them and kill something. And activate Clash. She comes with alarm attack speed as well. I forget if alarm attack speed is on anybody besides Nerthus. It probably is already. I bet like Ira had it already.
Storm's rolling in.
Doesn't really look like a sword.
Storm's rolling in.
I guess anything can be a sword if you try hard enough. It's Catria. She has a really good set of skills for a demo. 4-star focus. We got some Catria fans in chat, nice. Alright, whatever this bow is, it does have to, it has to compete with the 2 arcane bows in the game, but let's see. If unit's HP greater than 25, grants no follow-up and no panic to unit for 1 turn. Already pretty good, actually. Start of combat, grants attack speed +X to unit, X equals number of bonus effects active on unit. Okay, so it's actually pretty similar to Claude's perf, just no slaying or anything. Seems like a fairly decent bow. It's like not that much worse than the arcane bows. Although I think the newer arcane bow was like really good. I don't remember exactly what it does. But more importantly, she has attack speed cache 3 and SD far trace. Trace skills they started putting on the 4-star focuses, which I think is good. Speed defense far trace was the one I went out of my way to pull for it on Ascended Florinia, but then Florinia was too useful to me, so I never fought her. Good times. Our 3rd 4-star with attack speed cache 3 this year, by the way. It's in high demand. We need more of it, frankly. Catria seems okay for a demo. Maybe one of the rare 4-star focuses that is still pretty good, despite not having a perf. Do we have it on the Grail character? Attack speed cache 3? Oh, does Zephyr have it? I forgot about that. Wow. I completely forgot about that. Okay, well, in that case, attack speed cache 3 on Catria isn't as exciting. So really you're looking at speed defense far trace for a skill fodder. This is a strong banner, I will say that. Okay, there's a lot going on here. Kagero looks good. I do think Orochi looks a little off in this attack art. We have Duo Kagero. And I think it was around this time last year that we got Duo Nino with Kagero. Orochi's face looks off to me in that attack art, but normal art seems fine. Yeah, she looks good here. I don't recognize the artist's name, but it's likely that they've done art for the game before. Well, I think this is just 2 duos. Yeah. So she's one of the rare units that's in 2 duos. I mean, we don't have that many units that are in 2 duos. It's like Ephraim, Altina, Kagero, and I bet there's 1 or 2 more. Camilla? No? Tiki. Yeah, Tiki. I think there's even 1 more. Lynn? Lynn, so that's 5. Oh, P&D is in 2 duos, you're right. So that's 6 units now. 6 characters that are in 2 duos. Okay, we have, she is a Cavalry Dagr. She seems similar to Duonina in a couple ways. Bright Wind Fans enables Canto Distance. So I'm guessing this is like Ira's Canto, where it's like the further you move, the further you can move after with Canto. But this time they capped it at 3. Next art special trigger. Unit's next attack deals damage equal total damage reduced by any source. That's a pretty big amount of damage that she's throwing back at you. If she can follow up. I couldn't help but notice there's no NFU here. So if you're negating her follow-up, then I guess she cannot hit you with that. There's no follow-up in here, right? Yeah. Not yet. It's coming, don't worry. It's in Disarm Trap 4. It's such a random place for it. It would have been cool if she actually had to rely on, other sources of NFU, or maybe you just had to make sure you initiated on somebody that didn't have follow-up negation. But no, they slipped in NFU. I think this is like a... Do ranged cavalry like have a source of NFU right now that's inheritable? Is Disarm Trap 4 the first one? I'm not entirely sure. Inflict speed defense -4 on foe. If you initiates combat, neutralizes effects that prevent units follow-up attacks during combat. While attacking in Ether Raids, if unit ends movement on a space with a bolt trap or a heavy trap, cancels trap effect. If unit ends movement on a space with a hex trap, reduces trap's trigger condition by 10 HP. Yeah, so this is actually a pretty big deal, because this is like a new source of inheritable NFU for ranged calves. I wonder if, in practice, in terms of actually disarming traps, I wonder if Disarm Trap 4 is going to be a lot better than Disarm Trap 3. Did Disarm Trap 3 work at all on Hex Trap? Maybe it did. Oh, it did not. Okay, wow. What a dumb interaction that was. I mean, it's a dumb skill interaction between Disarm Trap 3 and Hex Trap. So Hex Trap came in, Disarm Trap 3 no longer worked, but now we have Disarm Trap 4, which does negate Hex Trap. Well, it can negate Hex Trap. Okay, it's actually not negating Hex Trap at all, it's just reducing the trigger condition by 10 HP. I see now. Is she gonna have a hard time hitting that HP condition? Looks like she has 43 HP, which is like not low, but... And she has Sea Feud. Same as Duonina, right? Special cooldown count -1 to unit. Grants unit can move 1 extra space, and neutralizes foes' bonuses during combat. At this point, it'd be better if she just negated their debuffs. For summoner duels, it'd be crazy if you could negate their debuffs. But negating buffs is good too, because there are also units that stack buffs with bonus doubler and stuff. Yeah, next year we could see like an Ice Tribe banner. I could have sworn we had already gotten quite a few Fates seasonals this year, so I'm kind of surprised by this. The Valentine's banner was all Fates. And then we have Fuga as our Tempest Trials Axe. He's actually, if he's infantry, which I'm guessing he is, he's probably a pretty good merge project. Because he's got like the new BST bin for the new generation. He could actually be a decent investment for people. Well, alright, I don't think I'll be pulling on this personally. I'm trying to save orbs for the legendary banner in September, because that's when Hinoka is coming back. Yeah, I think that's a good play for me. This banner is appealing, though, for a couple reasons. For player phase strats and Ether Raids, I imagine Disarm Trap 4 would be useful. I'm still rolling with brain dead enemy phase strats and Ether Raids, so Disarm Trap 4 is not that appealing to me. Claude is insane. Claude seems really nuts. Really good player phase, and then he grants himself buffs that make him strong in enemy phase. He seems pretty nuts. And attack speed prime 4 is interesting. I think the 4 status effects you need in practice is going to make it like too difficult to really use it on most units, but it's still interesting. Yeah, I was just going to say it's time to check out the subreddit. Nothing left to do. Yeah, so what are we mad about on Reddit? Let's see. molding over Catria and Kagero and claiming they aren't popular characters and only get alts because insert X dev here. I think Catria is going to be safe from that because it has been like a year and a half since Bridal Catria. And as far as I can remember, that was the last Catria. I think Catria will be exonerated, will be excused by Reddit. Kagero, maybe not. Are we mad about Claude? I don't know, people like Claude. I've never seen anybody. Oh, actually, no, they'll be mad about the power crept Fallen Star and Dagr speed slot. My prediction: Catria safe, Kagero, Claude salty. Interesting, interesting. These are units that like tend to get more alts, right? Claude and Kagero already have a bunch of alts. Catria does too, actually. So yeah, I guess in that sense, I'm actually disappointed that we didn't get characters that, you know, don't have as many alts. Although that's kind of what happened last year with the Flame Tribe banner. We got like another Lin and another Tana. Yeah, anyway, my guess is that we're mad about the power crept perf skills. Let's see, Salt Thread. Whoa, explosive Salt Thread. What is that? So 60 comments compared to 270. Wow. We're looking at like a 1-to-4 ratio here. Kaze or Saizo get some love for once. Good point. I don't think Kaze has any alts, right? Which is surprising because he's fairly popular, right? I guess it's Kagero getting an alt seemingly to the exclusion of Kaze and Saizo. This could have been a Kaze-Saizo duo, but obviously that was never going to happen because Kagero and Orochi are right there. Another alt for Claude, Dagr, Catria, Kagero. Well, people are mad about Catria. Do that many people even like Catria? I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah. I've also heard this before, and like these don't make sense to me. The characters that are just like inexplicably more popular in Japan, I don't really get it. But apparently that's the case for Catria. Almost certainly a character dev situation, classic character dev situation. I've seen it 100 times before. Catria is personally my favorite, although Echoes asked, okay, if I run for money. Yeah, I think Catria has enough fans to warrant the number of alts she gets. Like I said, actually it's been like 2.5 years since Bridal Catria came out, right? They just need one dev per character. There we go, equal representation. In the house of developers. I see, here you go. Kagero got 2 face duos. LMAO talk about favoritism. It was kind of interesting last time because like Nina is not like a character you would immediately think of as one that would get an alt, but they went with it anyway, which is cool. And this time they just seemingly like defaulted back on doing Kagero. Character dev is such a funny cope, or is such a cope LMAO, like they have factual data and stuff that sells into build. Yeah, I think that plays a large part in it. They're like, well, people like when we make Kageros, so we'll make more of those. Remember when Spring Kagero came out, and Halloween Kagero, and all the other ones? Like, they probably weren't even that strong, but people still pulled for them. The person whose festival it is got demoted from 4-star focus and not being on the banner. This is a good point. Although, weren't people, like, going back like 2 years, when Tharja was on the Plegia banner, weren't people mad about that too? They were like, oh, well, this is boring. She's already from Plegia. We already have Plegia and Tharja. Really wish I didn't dread Kagero getting any attention from Faye. It feels like it's so blatantly and transparently, hey. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, this is the whole game, to be fair. To be fair, right, to the Kagero enjoyers, like, this is probably what they want. They have accentuated the features that the Kagero enjoyers like. Have they not? This is what I want, thank you. For affirming my point. Well, we could spend another hour in the depths of the Salt Thread. Let's quickly look at the Pipe Thread. See, like, once again, I don't know where this comes from. I like her, but figured Japan's dislike of her would mean low chances. Where are people getting this data? There's a comprehensive list of characters that Japan likes and dislikes, and I don't have access to it. She has one of the worst performing characters in the JP Face popularity poll. Okay, so literally what I described actually does exist. A lot of hype for Claude, understandable. The last Claude was a little over a year ago, so not that long. Speaking of which, it's been a while since the last Micaiah, I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't know when we'd get another Micaiah. I think it would have to be not Halloween, because any non-dragons are illegal on the Halloween banner. Christmas for the Ice Vein? True. Ice Vein will introduce slipping mechanics to the game. Your units can now slip across the field. It becomes like a Pokemon Ice puzzle. You move your unit one space into it and they slide to the other side. Well, that's gonna be it for me, Chief. Cool banner, I guess. A couple things irk me. The power crept perf skills are one of them. The lack of new characters is one of them. Pretty easy skip for me. I don't see any reason to pull for me personally. I'm saving for the legendary Hinoka rerun in September. So yeah. That's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Always appreciate it. We'll be back on Sunday for another weekly FEH stream. Have a good night, guys. Thanks again.